welcome to this relaxing oil painting and chill session where I just kind of paint and show you what I'm up to. Here is me getting ready to film and drinking some coffee and then some more coffee as I try to think of ideas. So at this point I had already finished a large part of the painting, but I was trying to think about what to do with the details at the end, so I'm still getting ready here. Very awkward filming on camera, so I was thinking of ideas about how I was going to finish this painting. This is what I was doing most of the time, just falling asleep. Then I sort of tried to read a book, but it ended up being pretending like reading a book because this didn't help me at all. And then I thought I'd film some of my old paintings, and the lighting was really bad in this particular room, but I thought it looked really cool somehow. Then I thought I saw a bunny in the garden, but actually it was just a squirrel. And this is from about a mile away. And so now I'm showing you my actual speed paint of what I've done already. So I wanted this bunny to be like super purplish pinky, so not of a traditional painting style and not of a traditional colour format. And I'm using Gamblin, as always, Gamblin oil colours, painting on a linen panel. And I'm using some very little brushes at the beginning and then just smoothing out the brush marks with this bigger brush. And the concept of this painting was that this bunny rabbit is running away with a cake, and this is totally based on my own adoration of cakes. I don't eat cake very often. In fact, I very rarely even keep it around because I try not to have too much sugar, just because of, you know, trying to be health conscious and all that. But at the same time, if I ever allow myself a little bit of cake, it just sort of makes me think of, you know, all these delightful fancies that are made and how wonderful the cakes are in terms of their design, actually. And so I thought I'd put some really interesting cakes from my imagination that sort of dreamed up, you know, the most wonderful cakes you could think of. Like, so this bunny is like the bunny in the chocolate factory, but in the cake factory. And so it's obviously overjoyed that it's in this cake room, and it's quite a noble bunny, but it's not noble today because it's sort of running wild amongst sugary items. I'm not even sure actually if bunnies like sugary treats. I imagine they like fruit, but I'm not sure about cake actually. And so I'm just kind of sort of marking out the kind of outline of this painting. Oh, and here is another painting I decided to film in much brighter lighting because it's in a completely different room. And then I went out for some fresh air and I thought I'd take a picture of my shoe. That was just me complaining that it's freezing, but then it is England, so what do you expect? And so I decided to start the cupcake, the first cupcake, with this kind of minty green colour. And I thought perhaps the cupcake would be a kind of minty green flavour or have minty green icing. I've never tried anything like that. I'm totally non-adventurous when it comes to trying sweet things. I just stick to what I love, which is mostly chocolate actually. But I wanted to add as many colours and as many beautiful tones as I possibly could in the cakes, you know, just like something you could dream up in this amazing, wonderful room filled with all these really nice creamy, sugary delights. And with the shading I stuck to greys, not too many harsh blacks, because I just felt I wanted it to have a more pastel sort of theme. And then I took a break here, and this isn't paint, this is actually, I'm covering a pizza with some tomatoes, and then I put some mozzarella on, and I believe this was a mushroom pizza I was making with some basil. And I'm not the best cook, but it really was nice, and I actually dropped some pizza on the floor. Oh dear. And then I'm back again, hello, and I am filling in all the sort of trays of cake here. Not super exciting. I wanted to go back actually and make the sort of trays with a lot of reflection, but I didn't add details at the end of this painting like I normally do. I just ran out of time, and this video was supposed to be much longer because I filmed all these little clips, but then because I filmed lots of little clips, I found that actually this video was really short. so I was totally surprised by that, but hopefully I'll get used to this sort of, new style of painting. And the bunny has a little bit of a crown because I wanted it to seem quite of an aristocrat, but I wouldn't say it's particularly royal. In fact, I think it's more of a thief, because it comes in and it's invited to try some cakes and it ends up just absolutely stealing all of them. So really quite a cunning rabbit, and possibly a little bit sinister in a way. So definitely not a heroic figure, but I thought I quite like the idea of a sneaky rabbit who's after something or another, and cakes in this case is its form of trade. Perhaps it's planning to sell these cakes on, you know, some kind of rabbit eBay or something. I don't know. But yeah, so, and I also filled in the costume with a kind of darkish blue. It's quite difficult to think of the colours because I'd used so many colours in the cake, and I wanted the colours to be contrasting. I didn't want it to be you know, too similar. But I added in some necklace and kind of jewellery, and definitely a more kind of darkish tone on the costume of the rabbit itself. And then I decided to get some fresh air. This is again a very awkward angle of filming. I was always very self-conscious of filming outside, but having a little walk here amongst the trees. And then I actually did have some cake. This was a lemon cake and it was really nice, but I only had a tiny bit, and luckily I didn't drop it on the floor this time. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.